Hello, welcome to Locked on Sharks, the premier hockey podcast of your favorite team in the Bay Area. On today's episode, Sharks lose 4-3 in a shootout, and Erik Karlsson is a godlike being among us mortal men. So all that and the three fries of the week on today's episode of Locked on Sharks.
You're Locked on Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, JD Young, contributor to Fear the Fin and San Jose Hockey Now. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen, free and available wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch this bad boy on YouTube as well. And Erik Karlsson has been sent here from the multiverse, from another galaxy, from wherever you choose to believe he's been sent here, because he is not a normal person right now. I'm speechless watching what he's doing. But before we get into how awesome Erik Karlsson is, today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is going to cover the season more props, odds, and lines than before. BetOnline, where the game starts. And the game starts for Erik Karlsson the moment he decides for it to start. Another 3 points for Karlsson tonight, all in the third period. A goal that was an absolute beautiful rocket of a goal. An assist on the Timo Meier power play goal. An assist on Matt Benny. The beautiful between the legs pass to Matt Benny at the end of his shift. Erik Karlsson is doing things that we, unless you were watching hockey pre-World War II, he's doing things that we have never seen. He has 10 goals in his first 13 games. This has not been done since pre-World War II by a defenseman. People are saying, oh, he's finally living up to it. He's doing everything right now. He's doing everything. What more can you? Again, the Sharks scored 3 goals tonight. He had either a goal or an assist on all 3 goals. He is the Sharks team right now. And there's no way he can keep this going. I said this last time. There's no way he can keep this going. But we have to appreciate what he's doing right now, because he's like, he's saying it's another level. Dude, he is like 10 levels ahead of everybody else right now. Just how confident every time he has the puck on his stick, you feel like it's going to go in, and he's being aggressive when he needs to be aggressive. Had 6 shots tonight. Timo Meier had 5. Barabanov had 4. Jacob Megna had 4. Whenever Jacob Megna shoot. Love it. And he played 32 minutes tonight because Vlasic got hurt and left the game. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's blowing my mind what he's doing right now. It's absolutely insane. Just, it doesn't matter who he's playing against. He is the best player on the ice every night right now. I mean, that Florida team, this guy is loaded with guys. Matthew Tkachuk, really, really good. Barkov, really, really good. That team is loaded with talent. And again, he is the best player on the ice at any given time. And he's dragging the Sharks into somewhat relevance. This team would be Arizona Coyotes bad. Sorry, Robin. Sorry, Carl. Love what you guys are doing. But this team would be poo-poo bad. One of the worst teams in the NHL, and he is dragging them to be. He's putting lipstick on the pig for this team right now. And again, I know there's no way he can keep doing what he's doing, but until he's not, you just have to assume that he's going to keep doing it right now. And he has 10 goals in 13 games. Is a 30-goal season from Erik Karlsson out of the question? I mean, that would be 20 goals in the next, 69 games. Nice. Is a 30-goal season out of the question for Erik Karlsson? Is 90-point Erik Karlsson season? I had it wrong. I picked Timo Meier and I should have picked Erik Karlsson. But is a 90-point, if Erik Karlsson stays healthy this season, is a 90-point season from Erik Karlsson out of the possibility, especially since he is literally he is scoring, or he is contributing on over half the Sharks' points right now. The sky is the limit for him. He is proving to be one of the best players in the NHL right now. And I don't know if it's, my gut tells me now that he doesn't have to play this dueling banjo game with Brent Burns. I don't want to make this say Brent Burns was holding Erik Karlsson back, but he doesn't have to play this dueling banjo game with Brent Burns, right? And when you have Brent Burns and Erik Karlsson, somebody is going to not get the premier ice time, right? Somebody's not going to get the power play one time. Somebody's not going to be the first guy on the overtime. Of course, whenever you have Matt Nieto, you have to throw Matt Nieto out there. But, like, somebody has to sacrifice for both of these to work. And now that you have a very clear pecking order of the defenseman, of it's Erik Karlsson and then it's everybody else, Erik Karlsson is allowed to thrive right now. And we are seeing a fully healthy, very engaged Erik Karlsson who is making this team fun to watch. And yes, I am 1000% on Team Tank. And yes, they are continuing to lose games with Erik Karlsson playing at a historic rate. So please, let's slow down. The Erik Karlsson is ruining the tank. Erik Karlsson is there. There's no way he's going to continue the pace he's on right now. So please enjoy Erik Karlsson for what he's doing right now. There's plenty of time to tank. The Sharks are still losing games, even though Erik Karlsson is providing checks notes 100% of the points that the Sharks are scoring. But right now, there's plenty of time for the future. And again, it's not like the Sharks they're never going to go 0-82. Like, realistically, this team is probably going to win like 20 to 25 games. And that's going to put you firmly in a top 5 position in the draft. And that's where you want to be. You just want to be in the top 5 because you're going to get an excellent player. But until we get to that part, enjoy what Erik Karlsson is doing, because you may never, ever, ever see a start to the season like this again. It might be another 80 plus years until we see a start to a season like this, because what Erik Karlsson is doing right now has, again, not been done since pre-World War II. It's insane. So until Erik Karlsson stops, I'm going to just keep doing awesome Erik Karlsson intros, and then before we get into the game. So let's get into the game. But got to take a quick break, talk to you guys about our friends over at BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for betting football. And now with the start of basketball season, they've got all there's player developments, you have team matchups, news, podcasts, in-depth analysis on every game. As always, BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wager information. You have live betting, which is always super, super fun, especially if there's a team that you like and maybe you think is going to win a game. Maybe they're down to start a game. Live betting, a great way to capitalize on a team there. They have up-to-minute scores in every sport out there. The fastest and easiest way to check on your favorite games. You have World Series. You have Game 6 coming up this weekend, and then potential Game 7 as well. You have MMA, boxing, hockey, whatever you choose, they have you covered. So head to your website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts. And then once you are done listening to this podcast, I highly recommend you go check out the Locked On Sports Today podcast. They have you covered from all the games that mattered. all the games that matter the most to the biggest stories in sports. Go beyond the scoreboard and behind the scenes with local experts and insights only Locked On can provide. Locked On Sports is available on this app, YouTube, or wherever you get podcasts. All right, so the Sharks again losing a shootout 4-3. Pretty interesting game, very kind of back and forth, where each team really took momentum for a good chunk and then kind of relinquished it. We saw with the Sharks, they had a pretty solid start to the game until Luke Cunningham taking that 5-minute major and getting ejected. Terrible hit. That's a hit we do not want to see. You just get that garbage out of hockey. If you think it was a clean hit, I'm sorry, but that was a bad hit. If it was the other way around and one of the Sharks players got that, you would be absolutely furious. So just again, it's a bad hit and you don't want to see that hockey. But Panthers got a 5-minute power play out of it. The Sharks penalty kill did look really, really good during that time. I talked with Armando how the power play for the Panthers has really, really been struggling, and the Sharks really made them work for it until the very, very end, where I think there was like 30 seconds left, and they were able to score. And then the Panthers kind of rode the wave of momentum for kind of the rest of the period. But then the start of the second period, the Sharks really took it to the Panthers for the first 10 minutes or so. They held them to one shot in the first 10 minutes. Got some great opportunities. But again, the Panthers kind of crawled back into it and took advantage of the opportunities they had. They actually outshot the Sharks, even though they only had one shot in the first period, and they were able to get that second goal. But Sharks get a power play to start, and then it turns into a 5-on-3 power play. That's where the Sharks really took command of the third period, and they were the better team for the majority of the third period until the final couple minutes when the Panthers had to scramble and get things together. Again, Erik Karlsson he's so good. But and second goal, I'll say the second goal for Reimer, definitely a goal he wants back. The Verhaeghe goal, where just an absolute beautiful shot, right at he had 2 inches to put that puck, and he shoved that puck in that it was insane shot. That's one of those you just tip your hat. Dude made an insane shot there. So, but yeah, I mean, the Sharks, I talked about with Armando, where the Panthers they haven't kind of had that statement win. They've kind of struggled this season. The Sharks had every opportunity to steal this game. And if Carter Verhaeghe doesn't make an insane shot, the Sharks are winning this game 3-2 with Erik Karlsson just continue to do Erik Karlsson things. But that third period, though, where the Sharks really, really put it on to the Panthers, they outshot the Panthers 11-4 in the third period. Again, this is a Panthers team that likes to get shots on shots on shots on shots on you. I mean, that's pretty insane for a team that dominates the puck as well as the Panthers do. 73% shots for the Sharks in the third period. And then the scoring chances, the Sharks had 13 scoring chances. This is just on 5-on-5. This is including the power play that the Sharks had as well. If you include the power play, it was 14-5 for shots for and 15-7 for scoring chances in the third period. The Sharks had 10 high danger chances in the third period alone at all situations. And you saw that where they really wanted to try to drive the net, try to score those greasy goals on Bobrovsky. And it actually took really amazing goals. The Karlsson rocket from the top of the circle, Benning from the blue point there, which good for Matt Benning. I know I've criticized Matt Benning for his play on this podcast, but I'm sure that felt great. I'm sure that did feel good for him. His defense, when he's not getting, he almost has like the Karlsson thing where it's like he'll play solidly, which we don't really recognize, but then as soon as he gets turnstiled, it's like, oh my God, this guy's terrible. And I've be the first to admit I do the same thing. But if you look at his underlying numbers, he's pretty solid defensively. And if you can add a little bit here to the offensive zone, you know, we can live with 4 more years of Matt Benning. So, but again, it was just great for the Sharks to be able to really kind of punch up on a, punch above their weight here. If I talked about Armando, where the Panthers are a much more talented team with the Sharks right now, but Erik Karlsson's kind of being the great equalizer of what the Sharks are doing and the way he's playing right now. As I said in the first segment, this isn't sustainable. Like, Erik Karlsson isn't going to score, 50 goals this year, but he's the best player on the Sharks right now. He's the engine for this team, and they're kind of riding what he's doing right now. So the time on ice is all screwed up because guys were coming in and out. Luke Cunnin getting ejected. So I'm not really going to dig into the lines because the lines were just a hot mess tonight. There was I'm pulling it up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different line combinations that played at least a minute together, just at 5-on-5, just because with in and out, everyone is kind of really mixed up. So couple little highlights I'll throw out there. The Couture Nieto Barabanov line, another good night. I really think Barabanov helps to solve a lot of the issues on that Couture line. Barabanov played awesome tonight. 5-on-5, those guys played almost 11 and a half minutes. 11 shot attempts, 4, gave up 9. And then actual shots on goal was 7-3. They did have a goal allowed, but whatever. And that's also with them coming with 6 defensive zone starts. So again, Couture being relied on heavily in the defensive zone, but they're still producing positive offensive numbers. Expected goals for was expected goal of 0.58, expected goals allowed was 0.17. So they probably got a little unlucky there with giving up that goal, but it looks like that second line with the Nieto, Couture, Barabanov, it's working right now. So I don't expect David Quinn to break it up. At the moment, the Kevin LeBanc on the top line with Hertl and Meier, I don't see it with LeBanc. Unfortunately, I think we're going to probably see somebody else get swapped up there here soon. I think Noah Gregor would be a great test subject up there. But the LeBanc Hertl Meier line played almost 11 minutes. Only had 8 shot attempts for 14 allowed, 5 shots on goal compared to 11. Expected goals for was 0.36. Expected goals allowed was 0.87. So that line got a little bit work tonight. And they had 9 offensive zone starts. So not really the results you want to see, especially given the offensive zone starts that they had. But yeah, I would expect LeBanc's days at number in the top line are probably done after 1. So yeah, that means we've had Svechnikov, we've had LeBanc. So let's see who's coming on up to the top line next game. Again, I wouldn't be mad with Gregor. Like I said, I think Gregor adds a lot of speed to that line. I know Hertl's pretty fast. Hertl's not very fast. Sorry, Timo's pretty fast, but Gregor could add another level of speed there, especially on the forecheck. If he can get there and then let Hertl and Meier kind of come in to do their big boy stuff there, that might be a nice combo there. But yeah, it's kind of arranging chairs on the Titanic here because with this top line where it's going to be Hertl and Meier doing everything. It's just trying to find that complementary piece. So before we get into kind of my final thoughts of the game, what to kind of look for going to this weekend as the Sharks play the Ducks again. And of course, it's Friday. So the 3 Fridays of the week. Let's take a quick break. Talk to you guys about our friends over at SimpliSafe. You guys know right now, with the holidays here, people like to kind of break in a little bit more, take the holiday stuff. You don't want that to happen. SimpliSafe is the way to go to protect yourself and protect your belongings and protect your family. Property crimes like burglaries and package theft spike nationally during this time of year. So SimpliSafe is going to help you out by offering a 50% off their award-winning security system right now. That way more families can feel safe and secure this holiday. So go check them out. They have a 24/7 professional monitoring agents with fast protect technology exclusively from SimpliSafe to capture critical evidence and verify the threat is real. So you can get priority police response. SimpliSafe is a whole home security. They have advanced sensors for every room, window, and door, HD security cameras, so you can keep your eye on everything at all times. And they have top-rated app. So you just go on your phone, you're out to dinner, you're out at a party, go on your phone. You can check out, make sure everything is okay at any time. So don't miss your chance to save big right now with the only security system I recommend. Get 50% off any new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/lockedonnhl. Right now, 50% off at simplisafe.com/lockedonnhl. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Okay. Erik Karlsson's pretty good at hockey. I just want you guys to know that. Again, I can't stress this enough. What he's doing right now is absolutely insane. It's bonkers. Just bonkers. But last couple takeaways. Reimer, definitely not his best games. That's a couple here that he's kind of strung together of just not his best performances. The Gudez goal, I think he would want back. Definitely not a good goal right there, especially at the point. If it's a point shot goal, usually the goalies want that back. I'm not going to fault him for the Verhaeghe. That again, Verhaeghe put it in one spot that it could go there, and then on the 5-on-5 power play, you can only play penalty kill for so long, and Barkov was left wide open there. So, but again, I know he had 41 of 44 shots, 932 save percentage. Expected goals against was 387. So maybe I'm being a little harsh on Reimer tonight. This is all situations. Maybe I'm being a little harsh on Reimer, but just something to keep an eye on, right? We can't keep asking James Reimer to continually bail out the Sharks as he's done for the past season and change right now that he's been in Teal. So I'm curious to see who they go with on Saturday, especially since they play Saturday, then they have until Thursday off. So I wonder if they might go back to Reimer, especially because Capo Kakkonen didn't have a great game against the Ducks, or if they might go back to Capo to see if he can kind of get a nice rebound here. So I'm curious to see what happens there. Good for Timo Meier now. Timo Meier, we were worried about Timo Meier beginning of the season. Timo Meier's back right now. It's being overshadowed by Karlsson, which is rightfully so right now. Again, Erik Karlsson, pretty good at hockey. But Timo Meier, another goal tonight. In his last few games here, he's got a goal tonight, 2 goals against the Ducks, and then a goal against the Maple Leafs. So he's got 4 goals in his last 5 games. So Timo Meier starting to come back, 6 points during that time. Now, if we can get Hurdle going a little bit, then the Sharks might actually be cooking with gas here. So want to see, though, for the Ducks game this weekend, somebody else. Can we find Hurdle and Meier a friend on the top line there? That's kind of my big – I want to see what they try to do there. Is it Nick Bonino time up there? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Matt Nieto? No, not Matt Nieto. And then if Vlasic's going to be returned, of course, we're never going to find out what happened with Vlasic. So keep an eye on the defense. If Scott Harrington draws in for Vlasic, they probably won't pull anyone from the CUDA since they are heading to Calgary. So, or if they do keep someone back, I would assume it'd be like Cicek, maybe. We'll see. If they keep someone if they recall someone before they send them off to Calgary on Saturday, keep an eye out on that, because then maybe the Vlasic injury is a little bit more severe than they might let on. But yeah, so see how the Sharks rebound especially against a really sloppy, crazy game against the Ducks. Keep an eye on Vlasic's health if they recall somebody, and then who are they going to keep? Who's going to play that kind of last game before you have a nice little break? I think, again, they don't play again, I think, till the following Thursday when they start another road trip. So, and then, of course, it's Friday. So the 3 Fridays a week. It's easy. They're all Erik Karlsson. 3, 2, 1, all Erik Karlsson. When you put up historic numbers, you get all 3 Fridays of the week. And if you don't like it, you can come up with your own 3 Fridays a week. So that's going to do it for me. Make sure you guys are following along Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. You can listen wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Odyssey, all those places. You know where to listen. You can watch YouTube. Go check me out. I think we'll probably have new stuff up here because I think my wife already wants to put up Christmas stuff. As much as I don't want it, it's probably going to be changed this weekend. So make sure you guys go check out my Tristan Robbins interview. I dropped that Thursday afternoon as an apology for not having an episode for you guys on Tuesday. Go check out Robbins. First time I talked to him since December 2020. So we kind of play a nice little catch up, talk about his last 2 seasons with the Blades. He talks about the line brawl from Saturday's Barracuda game and like just how crazy it was, and how at one time they were, looking over on the bench and there's literally just nobody next to you on the bench. So go check out that really fun interview with Tristan Robbins. And then, yeah, I'll be back on Monday. So we'll recap the Ducks game. And then I got a little time next week, so maybe we'll dig into kind of some of the new players for the Sharks and how their seasons have some of the new acquisitions and how their seasons are going. So until then, bye, friends.